This is Bob Siech, a hard-working, dedicated bow hunter who enjoys going out with his son.
Hey, look at Tyler. The kid's always smiling and wearing the Takedown Outdoors gear. That a boy, Tyler.
Now, Bob and Tyler have access to some of the primest ground in Illinois. Just look at the size of these tracks. We expect some big bucks to be coming out of this property in the future.
It was early season and the corn was still up. Bob and Tyler have no problem seeing does, but that's not what they were looking for.
The little scrapper bucks were making themselves pretty apparent also, but Bob and Tyler were going to be patient. They're going after some of the big bucks they've been catching on the cutty-back cameras they have around their woodlots.
The early season was really testing Bob and Tyler's patience.
It just seemed like everything that could go wrong did go wrong for Bob and Tyler through the early season. Camera mishaps, audio problems, deer just not showing up, weather, everything had an effect on Bob and Tyler this season. But they kept on going, trudging through, to get it on film for Takedown Outdoors. Although they are both seasoned veterans, this would be the first time they would be filming their hunts. The following documents their trials, tribulations, and triumphs of their 2010-2011 deer hunting season.
It's in the afternoon, and actually I'm finally get down by my first time, because the last few days I've been hunting with my son, trying to get him deer, and I don't know, it must be bad luck or something, but I had one good one last night. So tonight we decided that we'd split up, and I'd film myself, and he's up on the ridge, so hopefully he has better luck than he has been when I'm over his shoulder. I have to admit, this is the weirdest thing I've ever seen. I got literally hundreds of blackbirds in the tree right now dropping acorns on me. So if you're here, if you can hear that, that's what it is. So I don't know, I hope that's not a sign to come, but I am getting pounded by these acorns, so well, it's at least muffling up my noise, so we'll see what happens. I'm back in one of my favorite spots. Basically, I call it the Cadillac spot, so food plots all around me. A little warm tonight, so I don't know if the deer are going to be feeding on the greens, or mainly I'm figuring they're going to be on greens versus the corn and the beans, so we'll have to see what happens. As you can see, there's blackbirds everywhere up there. They're dropping acorns right on my head. Not as many as there was before, but there's still quite a few. I've never seen anything like this.
Blackbirds were not the only challenge Bob would have to face that day. Next was something that all bow hunters are familiar with.
Noisy little friend over there, it won't shut up. About ready to plug him. But anyways, at least the birds are gone. It was getting ridiculous with all those acorns on top of my head and on the ladders around the stand. Quite a racket. So far I haven't seen anything yet. Just hopefully in the next half hour they'll start moving. It is getting a little cooler and the sun's starting to set a little bit, so that might help. So got a lot of bucks signed and buck pictures in this area, so and some good ones too, so hopefully we'll be able to see one of them tonight, so stay with us. Well, it's about 5:30. It's been kind of very, very slow, and on top of it, it's been somewhat frustrating. Been in contact with a few other people through texting, and everybody's seeing deer but me, so I don't know what the story is on that, but I would have never guessed. I mean, they still could come. We still have, a good hour or so. But
Out of nowhere, it seems like Bob and Tyler are having problems with their camera mic. This noise would plague them throughout the season and leave them scratching their heads.
Stay tuned, we'll see what happens.
As the sun sets on this October day, finally, a nice buck comes out into view. It's only a 2.5-year-old. Bob is certainly looking for something bigger than this. He knows what lurks around this farm. But it's a good indication the bucks are starting to move. And as October closes out, he's excited about the rut.
Well, we just had a couple encounters with some does. And one caught me off guard. I didn't even know she was up on the ridge, and she must have caught my movement, and all of a sudden she blew. But she didn't really, dart off. She just sat up there on the ridge and blew several times. And then right after that, we had another mature doe come down the hill, and was looking, because I was using my bleak call, I was looking for probably its fawn, but got downwind of me about 10 yards, and then she just kind of moved up the hill and took off, but she pretty much stayed up on the hill and then just hopped back into the corn. There's so many squirrels in here, it's just so hard to tell what are deer and what are squirrels, because it's just a tad little thick yet. Still a lot of green foliage on the ground, so it makes it a little bit tougher in here, so see what happens. But it's getting about that time where the bucks might be moving, so sit tight. We'll see what goes on.
After all that commotion in the woods, look who reappears. It's that same 2.5-year-old buck from late October. And unfortunately, that same noise that's plaguing Bob and Tyler comes back also.
Just had that first encounter. I seen him last week, actually, the same buck, but he was quite far away. This time he just walked right under the stand, so it was kind of neat. What neat is a great grandfather to walk by, but it's so typical the deer have a tendency to move so late down here, and it was a good example. It's 8:30, but, well, we'll just have to sit tight for a little while. Maybe something else might come, so, but it is encouraging.
With 1/3 of their season already complete, Bob and Tyler have the peak of the rut and the late season to look forward to. Will the record book bucks that haunt this area show themselves? Will Bob or Tyler get the buck of their dreams on film? And will they figure out that haunting noise in time to do so? Check in later at www.takedownoutdoors.com for your outdoor adventures on demand.